Hi everyone. Last week I attended the demo for developing Zimlets, and I read the documents for Zimlets, and I hacked up during the last weekend to develop a small weather Zimlet. I would like to show the demo for the weather Zimlet. So weather is a very useful piece of information for everyone, especially now when the summer is over and it has been raining since the last 2 days, and there was also a chance of thunderstorm yesterday. And if you are planning to schedule a meeting sometime in the next 7 days, or if you are planning to move to any other part in the country, it is always important to know the weather beforehand. So this weather Zimlet, as you can see on my left hand side, it has a Zimlet panel item. The reason why I chose to have a Zimlet panel item is that it will be always be docked on the left hand side irrespective of your current view. Even if you are using mail, address book, calendar, tasks and everything, it will always be docked on your left hand side, and it will be very easy to just get the weather information. Let me show what are the available items in the context menu. There is an item for weather for next 8 hours, and weather for next 7 days, and weather overview and change preferences. What are there in the change preferences? It says please enter the zip code, and there is another option. I'll explain more about it at the end of the demo. For now, just leave the zip code as blank and see what will happen. When I click on the weather, that's it. It shows the weather for the present conditions, and I didn't specify anything about the zip code, so it captures the IP address from which the request is sent, and then it figures out that the present location is Sunnyvale. That's where I actually live. So it showed me the weather for Sunnyvale, California, and zip code 94085. It shows also a short description about the present weather and wind and humidity and the temperature and everything. So if I choose the next option, weather for next 8 hours, usually people when they bike to the office, they are more interested to know about the weather for the next 8 hours, whether what will be the weather in the afternoon and in the evening and everything like that. So if I choose weather for next 8 hours, then it shows the weather for the next 8 hours, 10, 11, 12. You can see that at 10 a.m. there is a chance of a thunderstorm, and at 5 p.m. the weather is partly cloudy. That's the second option. And if you are scheduling a meeting in sometime in the next 7 days, then you will also be interested to know the weather for the next 7 days. So that's where you can use the option number 2. When you click on that, you will see the weather for the next 7 days. So you can see that present weather and what is the overall weather for today, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That's it. And if you are interested to know the entire weather information in overview, then you can just choose weather overview. It shows the weather information for the next 7 days, and also the weather information for the next 8 hours. That's a very high level overview of the weather Zimlet, and there are a few other interesting options. So if you have a specific zip code, and I'm giving the zip code for Palo Alto, what will happen if I give the zip code? So then when I click on the weather thing, it automatically shows the weather in the top status bar, and also it changed his location to Palo Alto, and it showed the weather for Palo Alto. You can use the same options for weather overview, and depending upon the zip code 94304, it shows the weather for 7 days and for the next 8 hours. So the other option that I wanted to tell is something like auto refresh weather information and display in the mini calendar area. So what would happen if I click on this and choose OK? So then automatically the weather is displayed in the mini calendar area, and this weather information will be refreshed automatically every 2 minutes. So if there is any change in the weather situation, then it will be refreshed here, and also a change message will be shown in the status bar. And the last feature in the demo is a pretty cool feature. It's actually a hack, but you can try it out. If you're not sure about the zip code, then you can specify some keywords like California and Milpitas. If I specify this, let's see what would happen. So then it automatically showed the weather as overcast, and it showed the information for Milpitas. I didn't specify the zip code, and I didn't even specify the exact city name. I just specified California and Milpitas, so it was able to detect the information for that city. Yeah, that's it. That's about the specifications. And uh, of course, this is a very limited set of features that I have hacked for the weather Zimlet in a span of 1 week. But definitely, there are so many features that we can implement. For example, when you click on the calendar, depending upon the calendar view, you can be able to pull the information for a specific date and show the information in the top header. And at the same time, when you browse to the calendar, and automatically it can pull the information, and it can show the weather in the calendar. But I don't have the expertise at this point of time to code such an extensive feature. And talking about the scalability, yes, it's extremely scalable. You can see that this is a very lightweight Zimlet, and it has only one JavaScript file, and it doesn't have any dependencies on any other heavy JavaScript libraries. Everything is loaded on your client, and we are not pushing anything on the server. There are no other properties besides just the zip code and that auto refresh option. And I also calculated the response that we get from the remote end servers for a HTTP request. Usually the response comes back in few milliseconds, so there is no other latency. You can see that when I click on it, it's almost instant, so it is not taking any much of time. And I have an API key provided by the Weather Underground website. Using the API key, my Zimlet can send around 500 HTTP requests per day. But depending upon the feedback from the users and feedback from the customers, we can definitely upgrade it to a new account and get a new API key, which is more scalable and which can send unlimited number of or huge number of requests per day. It should not be a big deal. That's it. Hope you like my presentation. Okay, thank you.